Hey everyone, Perri here, still in Toronto for TIFF 2018, so that means you are getting a short and sweet box office prediction video again. As always, kicking this off with our Fantasy Movie League recap. Week 1 of the fall season, we only had one person to get the perfect lineup, and that player is Phil's Cineplex. Wow, so Phil's starting out the season on top. I'm starting out at number 35. I'm satisfied with that. I can deal with it. But Phil, I'm coming for you. Everybody above me, I'm coming for you. You better watch it. All right, now we're going to recap what went down last weekend. So I was so close to getting a 5 for 5, but then the actuals came in instead of the estimates, and 2 movies switched, and I didn't get it. But kicking it off with our number 1 movie, of course, it was The Nun, which came out on top big time with much more than I expected. It's officially the highest opening for the Conjuring franchise with $53.8 million. And now here's where my rankings were messed up a bit. When the actuals came in, it was Peppermint that wound up at number 2 with $13.4 million, and then it was Crazy Rich Asians that followed right behind with $13.1 million. Number 4 went to The Meg, which made another $6.1 million, and then it was Searching at number 5 with $4.6 million on a mere 25% drop. Rolling into this weekend's predictions now, given my little mix-up with 2 movies last weekend, I'm giving Peppermint the number 5 spot over Crazy Rich Asians. So Peppermint almost opened with the same amount that John Wick opened with, so I am simply going to take John Wick's weekend 2% change, apply it to Peppermint, and if that's what winds up happening, Peppermint is going to make $7.5 million this weekend. Now at number 4, I'm going with one of the weekend's newcomers. It's White Boy Rick. So with this one, I was looking at a bunch of Matthew McConaughey films, and Free State of Jones crossed my mind. That one opened with about $7.5 million. I do think that White Boy Rick will outperform it, but not by much. That is why I'm landing on $8.5 million for White Boy Rick this weekend. Now for number 3, it is another new movie that's hitting theaters this weekend. It's A Simple Favor. So I didn't really know quite what to make of this one, but when I'm considering talent like Paul Feig, Anna Kendrick, Blake Lively, I do think it's going to draw a crowd. And for whatever reason, another Anna Kendrick movie came to mind. It was Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates. I'm sure they're 2 completely different kinds of movies, but the thought is, if that movie can make $16 million opening weekend, I do think that A Simple Favor might be able to come somewhat close. I am looking at the number $15 million for this one. That is what I think it's going to make. And now we are on to my number 2, and I'm giving that spot to last weekend's big performer, The Nun. So The Nun opened incredibly strong, of course, but now, as always, the big question is, can it actually hold on? Because we do know what winds up happening with a lot of horror movies out there. And the thing with the Conjuring franchise, and especially when I look at weekend 2% changes, the movies are all over the place. But I'm going to start here with the first Annabelle movie, mainly because they had a similar amount of competition in their second weekend in theaters. So that movie wound up dropping 57%. I do think, though, that in The Nun's case, that number is going to wind up coming up, mainly because it did open a lot bigger than the first Annabelle. So I think I need to bring that 50% drop up to about 65% to account for that bigger opening weekend. And also there's a pretty big differentiation in the cinema scores there as well. So if it does wind up dropping 65%, The Nun is making another $19 million this weekend. And now, of course, that makes my number 1 for this weekend, The Predator. So with this one, I've seen predictions falling somewhere in the $25 to $30 million range, but I'm going to go on the lower end of that spectrum. One, because reviews haven't been too hot. Also, there's a little bit of controversy, so I think it's going to come in on the lower end, and especially looking at the last Predator movie that we got, Predators, that one opened with $24.8 million. So I think what's going to happen is The Predator might wind up maybe matching that or exceeding it just a teeny tiny bit. I've got it at $25 million for the weekend. Now it is time to recap these predictions. At number 1, I've got The Predator with $25 million. The Nun coming in at number 2 with $19 million. Then A Simple Favor at number 3 with $15 million. White Boy Rick taking the number 4 spot with $8.5 million. And then Peppermint rounding out my top 5 with $7.5 million. there it is, guys. Those are my predictions. I leave it to you now. Hit the comments section, put your number rankings right there, and don't forget, weekend 2 of Fantasy Movie League fall season in the Predictions with Perri League. Go check it out. You've got the URL and the password in the description section of this video, so get on it, make your picks. Now, I've got Patreon shoutouts. This is going to a group of 4, a very special group of 4 who I've known for quite a while now. They are Aviel, Rick, Lewis, and Steven. All 4 of you. Yet again, a thank you to you. I really appreciate you being here. It means a lot to me, so thank you so much. And thanks to everybody watching this video right now. Don't forget to like and share it, and I'll see you next weekend for more box office predictions.